There's two really important elements of what happened in Worcester that relate to our understandings of and experiences of climate change. The first is the Asian longhorned beetle infestation. We can trace that to global trade, but what we know about changing climates is that it changes the ecosystem dynamics of plants, animals, and insects and how they interrelate. And so invasives, because of global trade, because of the global economy, but also because of a changing climate, are an increasing issue for people everywhere around the world. And Worcester was able to experience that firsthand in a way that was really awful for a lot of people and for trees, because we lost a lot of our tree ecosystem, but also was sort of a mixed blessing in the sense that people now understand how important it is to be attentive to these issues and also have a greater appreciation for their urban canopy. The other element is that one of the responses has been planting trees. And so the Asian longhorn beetle made us attentive to sort of the ways we understand vulnerabilities and threats in our ecosystem, which also affects our social, political, and economic lives, and also has made us more attentive to what are ways that we can mitigate climate change and make our, especially urban areas, stronger. And one of the big ones is planting trees. Trees affect people's well-being, they affect people's psychological health, their sense of community, and they also provide all kinds of ecosystem services. My colleague, Professor John Rogan, and I were interested in understanding the socioecological impacts of the beetle itself, the loss of trees due to the eradication effort, and then also we became very interested in a tree planting program that came about as a result of tree loss in the area, but also as a partnership between the USDA's Animal Plant Health Inspection Service, the Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation, and a new entity called the Worcester Tree Initiative. So those three groups kind of came together and said we really need to pay attention to restoring the urban canopy in Worcester. So hopefully many places won't experience the kind of impact that we had here, where we had to lose a lot of trees. But the issue is important beyond Worcester, because Worcester responded in a way that allowed it to be proactive around global climate and urban canopy ecosystem kinds of issues. So we had a model here where part of the response to the Asian longhorn beetle was to pay attention to the fact that we were cutting down trees because of the infestation, and that meant that those trees should be replaced. The other thing that happened here that I think is a really useful lesson for other places to help places be responsive to and sort of thinking ahead around global climate change and ecosystem issues is that we did have a public-private kind of partnership model where we had federal government involvement, we've had state government involvement, and we've had city government involvement, but we've also had citizens stepping up and forming an organization. So there's all different ways that communities can think about making a whole effort to be attentive to the local urban forest.